Yo, 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 yo. What up, dude? What's going on? Check, check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Am I loud? I feel like I'm loud. I feel like I'm loud. But we live. Loud, loud and loud. Loud and loud. What's up, y'all? It's Wednesday. I know I gotta apologize in advance for taking these past few weeks off. I've been out of town, man. Like I went to a wedding. And I was just so jet lagged when I got back last week. It's been crazy, but I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. Regardless, you know I've been doing some guest appearances on some other channels. If you've been paying attention, I collab with the Eagles. Last week it was bad luck. I'm just gonna. I don't feel comfortable collabing like that on other people's channel. It's been bad luck. I'm very very superstitious. It's been bad luck, but nevertheless, we're here today, man. Give you guys a round of applause for making it through Hump Day. Made it through hump day. We made it through hump day. We made it through hump day. We made it through hump day. We're almost there. Almost there, y'all. We got some people in the comments checking in. Who we got? Nas D Toe. What up, though? Anthony Rochelle. You already know. 2 times for the 2 time. What up, though? And what up, though? Lucas. What up, though? Oh, there you go. What up, though? Tim Estes. What up, though? Who we got? Oh, Juice Man. Juice World. Excuse me. And Omar, hey, what up, though? My boy Will, what up, though? Man, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. This has been a crazy past few days, like, I'm all about the drama when it comes to NFL. Not necessarily always off the field, which is very interesting. I'm actually thinking about um, launching a podcast about NFL conspiracy theories and like scandals and stuff. I think it'll be kind of cool just to research and talk about that stuff. Something a little bit different than I normally do. So y'all stay tuned for that. But let me crack open my juice. Shout out to the Braves for this koozie and for them going to the NLCS. One time for the one time. Shout out to the Braves. But man, I'm good. I'm cool on the off the field drama, which is fine, especially when it's like inside information like this, especially with these leaks of these emails when it concerns the Jon Gruden and the Washington football team. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about some of these quarterbacks getting injured a little bit. Just some things going on with some of the young quarterbacks. We're going to talk about Brett Favre. There's some news about Brett Favre. You probably heard about it. But I'm going to talk about it in a little bit of detail, give my opinion on it, of course. Should be interesting. And then we're doing, once again, the annual edition, the early edition right now of Pretender and Contender. Pretender and Contender. Okay, Pretender and Contender. We are going to find out and talk about what teams that are kind of, there's a lot of teams jumbled up. There's a lot of 3-2, 2-3 teams. There's a couple of teams with winning records. That schedule might have been a little bit favorable early on. We are going to talk about and determine and predict what teams are the pretenders and what teams are the contenders. I love this game. I made it up. You heard it here first. You may see it other places. You'll probably see it on Bleacher Report or Overtime or something like that. They're known for stealing my stuff. They are known for stealing my stuff. I don't have the clout to clap back. I don't have a lawyer. I don't have the bankroll like that to clap back and to put a cease and desist, something like. Who knows? If you guys know a lawyer that works pro bono, I don't even know what pro bono means halfway. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know exactly. If you do, let me know, because these big people, these big labels, they like to steal my stuff. They like to steal my stuff. J Issue, what up, though? I bet I didn't even see you, my boy. My man, what up, though? Mr. Luke Cage. This dude keep me rolling on Twitter, dog. This dude is a mess. But man, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, but let's go ahead and get into it, man, because we got a lot to talk about. It's been a minute. I'm fired up. Let's go. Okay, so let's talk about Jon Gruden, man. First things first. Jon Gruden. You guys know by now, Jon Gruden resigned. Whatever you want to call it, fired, resigned, terminated, no longer there. Finito. He is no longer the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. He's out of there. Chucky is gone. The former Monday Night Football color analysis analyst, is gone. He's no more. He's out of there. Like they had to. If you have not heard, of course, obviously the emails came out with some damning information, is what you call it, about Jon Gruden. And of course, when it comes to anything like this, it turned political. Everything in the NFL turns political now. Everything does, especially when you start talking about it. But this dude, Jon Gruden, I haven't seen this much. Like, this was like a diss record. It wasn't even like him on tape, but he got caught in 4K. It was the ultimate diss record. I haven't heard this many people get dissed in one sitting since Tupac dropped Hit 'Em Up. Like, Tupac really went direct at everybody and hit him up, called him out by name, and just dissed him. But this dude, Jon Gruden, might have topped that. This dude dissed black people. He dissed women. He dissed the LGBT community. He dissed the national anthem protest. He dissed his own boss, Roger Goodell. And then this dude sent around some nude photos of women. Like, this dude literally had to, this man hit the jackpot. He really dissed everybody. And there was no way he was going to survive this. No, he didn't commit a crime. People are all up in arms about, people, this is invasion of privacy. Like, they can't, why should he be judged on something that happened 10 years ago? Yes, it started 10 years ago, but it was as recent as 3 years ago. Regardless, this is the old version. Like, we see people get outed for old tweets every day. This is no different. This is just before, not before Twitter. Twitter was around, but this is before text messaging, whatever. If you put something like this on wax, there's a chance it's going to get out. There's a paper trail. Everything is digital now. If you want to talk that talk, you got to do it in your backyard over some beers and hope nobody's recording. You got to do it in person. And people are like, why are people just so-and-so because it's his opinion? Yeah, it's his opinion, but your opinion can have consequences. You can't diss black people or gays when you coach a team full of black people and somebody that's gay. Like, it's not such a thing that, he got suspended because of his words. It's like, dude, what kind of working relationship could he legitimately have coming in front of a league and a team that's part of a league that's 70% black people, and you have the only out of the closet gay person on your team in the league? It just don't make sense. Even if he was to retain his job, how could the team function on a week-to-week basis with that kind of tension? One, from people just thinking a certain type of way about him. And then two, the media just going to ask questions and keep building the thing up. Now, Jon Gruden, he's a personality. He's a character. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed Hard Knocks. I'm not going to wait if you with me. I enjoyed that. He's a walking punchline. Like, he looks kind of weird. He looks like a Chucky doll for real. He makes funny faces. He got a potty mouth. He talks about refs. I mean, he made a good analyst in the Monday Night Football booth. I can't even knock that. But the way he talks, the way he cusses like a sailor. It can be funny. And I'm sure he's a likable guy when it comes to everyday occurrences. So all these black dudes and former players coming forward and saying, I never got the sense that Jon Gruden was racist. Yeah, because he liked you and you didn't talk to him behind closed doors. He didn't feel comfortable being 100% himself. We all have levels. Like, it's on a different level for certain races, obviously, because they call it code switching, because you act certain different ways. It's different for black people, obviously, because you code switch in professional environments, certain environments around certain demographics. But everybody has a level of code switching. Everybody. Like, the way I talk, not necessarily on some anti-whatever groups, but the way I talk around my homeboys when it comes to the type of language that I use, the amount of profanity I may or may not use, is different than me talking to my wife. I don't talk like that all the time around her. I can be myself, but I'm not going to let loose around her like I do around the boys. I'm not going to let loose around my parents, even to this day. I'm a grown man. I'm 30 years old, but it's still a level of respect and tone that I switch when I talk. I'm not the same person around my parents that I am around my wife or around my friends and my homies. So for people to be like, oh, I never got a sense of a bone of him being racist or misogynistic or whatever around me. Yeah, because you don't get that. You don't always get that card around everybody. Let's be real. We all do it. So let's just not act surprised. Like this is something that happened behind closed doors. I'm never surprised by this stuff anymore. It just is what it is. I mean, for better or for worse, I think a lot of people are like that now. I think that this environment is so polarizing, especially after the 2016 election, where a lot of people were surprised that a lot of their people agreed and aligned with Donald Trump, right or wrong or indifferent, how you feel about him. A lot of people were surprised that people aligned with how he felt. And when he won that election, people were surprised. They were like, how? All the people I talked to in my bubble, they're not like that. But behind closed doors, they may feel a certain type of way. They may vote for Trump. They may align with a lot of the stuff that Trump is saying. Good, bad, or indifferent. That just is what it is with everybody. You don't always get the same person all the time with everybody. It's very rare, in my opinion. So there's always different. It's very fluid. So I'm not surprised by Jon Gruden doing this. I wouldn't be surprised if anything else comes out. But today what happened, Adam Schefter got outed. Some more information came out. Obviously, there's an investigation with the Washington football team workplace misconduct. So there were some emails that were sorted through over 650,000 emails. Jon Gruden just happened to be the one that catch the smoke. He had nothing to do with the Washington football team besides he knew Bruce Allen, and they had this buddy-buddy fraternity type of thing where they would talk trash about the commissioner and everybody else and female refs and send news back and forth on some creep stuff. At worst, he's a creep. Like, that's inappropriate. I mean, at best, he's a creep. Like, come on. But regardless, what's done in the dark comes to light when you put it on wax. This is the internet. I advise everybody right now to go scrub your tweets. If you're on Twitter, go scrub your tweets. Go scrub them. Go search your @ name on Twitter. Put in any profanity word. Put in the A word, the B word, the F word, the C word. Put in any kind of whatever word you want to do that you might have said back in the day. The N word that might have been cool to say back in the day. I've been on Twitter for a long time. I've been on Twitter since 2009. Back when nobody was really on Twitter, you could really talk to yourself. It was damn near a diary. I've been on Twitter for a long time. 2009. You can go check my profile at Dunk on Demand. I scrubbed my tweets. It wasn't nothing terrible. But I know in this climate, there's certain things that you can get away with that you can't get away with now. Not that I said anything bad. I'm not admitting anything. But I might have used the N word or cuss words that I wouldn't want that people that I know now to know me to say. That's just the way I am and how I was raised. But back then, Twitter was like Dear Diary. Unless you were a celeb, nobody was going to respond to you. Nobody cared what you said. If they didn't agree with it, they would just keep it pushing. Nowadays, everybody wants to be right, and they're going to argue with you about anything. So you got to be careful what you say. But I suggest everybody go scrub their tweets right now. Go do it. Just go do it, man. It ain't about getting a job or anything or whatever, but if you ever reach any type of level of notoriety or whatever, you will get outed for something. Shout out to my boy Luke A. Said that John thought he was writing the script for Training Day. He thought. So he thought. They caught that man in 4K. They said John had 3 and a possible in them emails. That man had everybody. He had all the books. They said they're only because they investigating the guy that ruined Cam Newton. I think it was beyond that. I think RV, Ron Vermeer, I think he just caught the backlash of the smoke too. I don't think RV was the target. I think the Washington football team thing was just the whole thing. And I think RV caught the backlash. I don't think it was anything bad. RV might be dealing steroids or drugs. That's what I'm thinking. The DEA was on RV. He should probably go to jail for mishandling Cam Newton's career and injuries. But the DEA was on him. So it probably has something to do with some kind of performance-enhancing drugs, steroids, or something. I hate to speculate, but we're going to do it tonight. RV, look, why is the Washington football team always in the middle of any kind of controversy? Anything, whether it's them changing their mascot, whether it's this workplace misconduct or this Jon Gruden scandal, or how they mishandle. Who knows? We could find out what really went wrong with Robert Griffin III. Who really didn't want him? Did Shanahan really try to sabotage Robert Griffin III by running him 18 million times, even though he only weighed 200 pounds? What can we find? What are we going to find out from these other emails? There's a lot of stuff going on. Y'all was on that creep stuff. Like I said, those cheerleaders, they want all the emails released. In the NFL, and it's crazy because Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, had no comment. He had no comment. I got the quote right in front of me. What did he say? He says, Raiders owner said, I have no comment. Ask the NFL. They have all the answers. I mean, I've been on this earth about 30, a little over 30 years or so. When I hear something like that, that means that I ain't no snitch, but I got done dirty. Ask that man over there. And actually, that is snitching. He basically saying, I ain't pointing no elbows, but he's scratching the back of his neck and pointing his elbow at the NFL. That's basically what he's doing. But the NFL, do they have access to all these emails? The pressure is mounting up from the media for them to release these emails. 650,000 emails. We know it goes as far back as 10 years. What has happened over the course of 10 years? A lot of the stuff with concussions, a lot of the rule changes, the Kaepernick controversy and the kneeling has happened. The lockout has happened. There's a lot of stuff that's happened, and I'm sure some of these people involved with them have had a lot to say. It may not be so pleasant. We saw what Gruden said. He called Goodell the P word and the F word continuously. Talked about female, like there's been a lot of stuff and changes that have happened over the course since that 2010, 2011 time where they pulled the receipts on Gruden that are very debatable, spicy topics that will not look good for anybody in the NFL. Adam Schefter caught smoke. Adam Schefter caught smoke today on Twitter. Adam Schefter caught smoke because he wrote a piece about the lockout and sent the whole finished article to the GM of the Washington football team, formerly the Redskins, to proofread. Schefter came out today, said it's not unnormal or unordinary for people to talk to their sources to verify information. That's fine, Adam Schefter. But why did you take all day to come out with that statement? Why didn't you release that statement? Why did ESPN release that statement? Why have you been on Twitter all day? If there's one thing I can count on every morning is the sun to come up, me to be hungry in the morning, and my phone to be filled with tweets from Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport, because I have my notifications on. It was all Ian Rappaport this morning. It was no Adam Schefter. I even put out a tweet. So he ain't put not one tweet out. Usually he starts about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning with tweets that he had in the drafts from the night before. Boom, 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 getting them off. He didn't do anything. So you acting mad guilty, bro. You saying that you didn't do nothing wrong, but you acting like you did something wrong. A couple of journalists have come out and said that it's not normal. Yeah, you could verify with your sources, but you never send in the full article. Not to mention you called him Mr. Editor. Bro, you called him Mr. Editor. Don't just act like he was a source. You could call him Mr. Source or Mr. Snitch. Don't call him Mr. Editor if he was just verifying the source and the information. Come on, man. Come on. These mental gymnastics and these word salads that these people try to do, they're not working. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It could have been worse, obviously, for Schefter. We don't really care. We just want the news from you, bro. But I guess from your peers and everybody else that looks at you, it kind of sheds light on how you move. But that's how these guys do. Adam Schefter, how does he get all these scoops? He's rubbed so many elbows. People come to him. He's on people's bankroll to break news when they want it to. If they want these reports from anonymous sources, people will come to him and he'll put it out. He'll put it out. Just like Ian Rappaport. The same thing. He just ain't got caught in 4K yet. I believe he got a little pipeline with the Panthers. Because all that time when Kyle Allen was having his couple good games and Cam Newton was beat up, all we heard was, oh, Kyle Allen may be the future. They may trade Cam Newton. So-and-so. So there's rumors out there that Cam could be on a trading block. Nobody ever verified those things. But Ian Rappaport kept coming out. Even the Deshaun Watson stuff with Carolina. Don't from out of nowhere. We hadn't heard anything. Oh, don't be surprised if the Panthers are a contender for Deshaun Watson. They're interested. Huh? Huh? Who said that? There are people on payroll for these people are on payroll for these NFL teams for these tips. They pay them probably to get some inside information, and when they need them to break news, they'll send that stuff to Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. That's kind of how the business works. And that just peeled back a layer on Adam Schefter and how he works and operates as an insider. But like I said, the normal everyday person like me, I don't care. Just bring me the news. I don't follow you on Twitter for your articles and your journalism skills. I follow you for the scoops, bro. I follow you for the scoops. Like I said, he probably just felt embarrassed that that's what came out. But nevertheless, what other stuff could come out? There's so much stuff that could come out, and a lot of people could get in trouble, especially the NFL with this collusion case with Kaepernick. So maybe they can't release some of those emails legally. That's my assumption. Some of that stuff may be classified information because they settled with Kaepernick. And this is why they settled with Kaepernick, because they knew this type of information they actually got out that was seen. It could turn things sideways. It could turn things sideways. But who's going to be next on that Summer Jam screen? Everybody's catching strays except for the Washington football team owner. Jon Gruden already lost his job. Adam Schefter caught that smoke. His journalism integrity has been compromised. Ron Vermillion, I don't know if it's related, but he got the feds. He got the feds on his back. If the feds come storming your place of work, you in trouble, bro. The DEA. The DEA. This is somebody that Ron Rivera trusted from his time in Carolina to now with the football team. This dude that mismanaged Cam Newton's career. What has he done? A lot of people think he should go to jail for mismanaging Cam's career. But obviously, if the DEA is involved and you're a trainer, it's probably steroids or performance-enhancing drugs or painkillers, addiction or something. Who knows? But we just got to sit back and wait. Hey, we just got to sit back and wait because, like I said, them layers of them onions, it's going to get peeled back. One thing about them tables, they always turn. So we're going to see what happens. He said Congress going to get involved. The football team got the January 6th insurrection info they're looking for. Hey, look, you may be on to something. You playing around, but you may be on to something. You're playing around, but you may be on to something. So can you get a Super Bowl prediction? I really don't know, to be honest. I like the Bills. Bills and Bucks. I just can't pick against the Bucks right now. They look too damn good. Okay. Got some KKK. Got a KKK member in here. I got to report him. I'm not monitoring the comments like that. Oof. I thought I really had reached that mountaintop when I had the spam bots with the nasty videos. With the nasty videos posted in my comments, you know what I'm saying? The see hot girls here. But, I mean, somebody with a KKK profile picture. I'm not surprised, bro. Like, it is what it is. That's the type of stuff that happens is really people out here that just, they got a lot of time, bro. I'm not anybody. I'm not anybody. Why you why you come on? Somebody said we're gonna find out that Peyton Manning actually did steal the Super Bowl from the Panthers. Hey, they gotta release them emails, man. We need the info. Because let me find out that we got robbed. Let me find out that we got robbed of that Super Bowl and it was an inside job and it's on them emails. I we going to NFL headquarters and we rioting. Period. Period. All right. Uh, yeah, it's sad, but what can you do, man? What can you do? I mean, that's the thing. Even with the Jon Gruden thing, it's like, I mean, Jon Gruden. I don't think anybody. What he did wasn't a crime. It's not a crime, but like I said, there's consequences to being in that type of scenario and feeling that way. If people really know how you feel, like I think, unfortunately, this is how society is. I think he don't have to. Jon Gruden. I'm not saying Jon Gruden is a racist. Do I think Jon Gruden is a racist? Probably not. But you don't have to be a racist to to act racist and say racist stuff. I mean, the ultimate trope for denying your racism is I got X amount of black friends. I'm sure Jon Gruden may have more black friends than I do. he been around the NFL game for a minute. He may have more black friends than I do, and I've been black my whole life. But that don't mean he can't have some racist tendencies. Come on now. See, we got Rob. We ready. The entire Carolinas. The entire Carolinas are gonna riot. You see, free Shefty. Free Shefty. Who else gonna be on the Summer Jam screen? Y'all make sure y'all get this video a thumbs up if you have not too while we at it. Matter of fact, we rolling right now. But yeah, man, who gonna be the next to get them emails released? Who's going to be the next? All right, let's keep it moving though, man. Did y'all hear about Brett Favre? Did y'all hear about Brett Favre? You might have heard about it the first time it happened. During the pandemic, Brett Favre received $1.1 million from two nonprofit organizations for some speaking engagements. The only problem with this is those two nonprofit organizations in Mississippi got in trouble. People got arrested for embezzlement, misuse of funds, typical nonprofit stuff. You know, you can never really trust these nonprofits. If you want to give to a good cause, go to the trenches and give it to the right person. If you want to stop homelessness, go give money to a homeless person. Do not even if they blow the money on something they're not supposed to. At least you're putting your money directly at the cause. Do not give to these organizations and charities. The money not gonna go. You're gonna pay somebody's salary or you're gonna pay for somebody's yacht. Give money directly to these people. If you want to support change and all this stuff, give money directly to the people. Like just find somebody and give it directly to them. Like do not trust these organizations, man. The funds do not go to the right place. They don't. And this is just another example. But Brett Favre claims, allegedly, according to the Mississippi, it's government money that he get the nonprofit. Like I said, they embezzled money. They gave Brett Favre $1.1 million for speaking engagements. The only problem is Brett Favre never spoke. Brett Favre never spoke. He never said a word. He got paid $1.1 million to do nothing. And so now that these embezzlement charges are coming, he's got to pay that money back. He has not been charged with a crime. How? I don't know. He claims that he didn't know that the money was illegal. Yet he still took the money and didn't say a word. Isn't that crazy? Brett Favre was paid $1.1 million for speaking engagements. and said he didn't know it was illegal. The money was illegal, even though he didn't speak. He got $1.1 million to not say a word when he was supposed to. He's had a lot to say since he's been retired with his podcast that he has. He's been talking about the anthem. He's been talking about black quarterbacks. He's been talking about just black people and the insurrection, stuff like that. But he really had nothing to say at these speaking engagements. And he ain't had nothing to say about him owing $1.1 million back. Now, actually, he owes $828,000 because he paid some of it back. He paid what? What is that? A quarter million dollars back. He paid $250,000 back. Where is the rest of the money, Brett? Where is the rest of the cheese? No pun intended. Where is the rest of the cheese? Mississippi said, "Where is the money?" He ain't got nothing to say now. He was commenting on everything when nobody asked for his opinion. But when it got something to do with Brett Favre, he has nothing to say. Especially when he was supposed to do a speaking engagement. How ironic is that? How ironic is that? And he claimed he had no knowledge. How is he getting off scot-free? How? Nevertheless, this money was supposed to go to people that actually needed it. Welfare funds, not a former quarterback that played in the NFL for what? 20 years? Not to mention he's getting NFL pension checks, but he need $1.1 million that should have went to a better cause. Now, this stuff is crazy. And I ain't having no mercy on Brett Favre just because of the type of stuff that he's been saying and the type of energy he's been on since he's been out of the league. You know, once these guys get out of the league, like him and Brian Urlacher, when they ain't got to be around black people 24/7 anymore, they start really popping off at the mouth a lot and saying how they really feel. They start talking really how they feel once they don't have to deal with black people on a daily basis. They can say it's some borderline racist stuff or say how they truly feel. Brett Favre is from Mississippi, born and raised in Mississippi. He's endorsed by Wrangler jeans and Copper Fit. Nobody's surprised by the behavior that he's had. But Brett Favre clearly is a crook. We found out Brett Favre was a crook, that he had a drug problem. But he still has a lot to say. Instead of worrying about himself, he got to pay that money back or they're going to sue him. I don't know how he got off scot-free without doing a crime, but he got to pay that money back. Hey, you preaching. Hey, I'm with you when you're right now. So stealing the government's money, but taking a knee is unpatriotic. Make it make sense, G. Make it make sense. My boy Ben in this thing, what up, though? So if the Falcons go 14-3, I give you all my money. Somebody said the Falcons going to go 28-3. Yeah. Nevertheless, Roy Allen said Mississippi. Yep. But Brett Favre, man. Brett. That ain't it. That ain't it. Did y'all hear about Joe Burrow? His injury? Joe Burrow got injured. Somebody got chopped him in the throat during the game. This man damn near swallowed his tongue. I'm just messing that. I'm making that up. But he did get chopped in the throat. He did get chopped in the throat. This man couldn't even talk. They said he couldn't talk. They said Joe Burrow could not even talk. Y'all fine. Y'all funny. They said Joe Burrow couldn't talk. He got chopped in the he damn near swallowed his tongue. But he's supposed to play on Sunday. They said he's been resting his vocal cords. Don't he gotta put some bass in his voice and Do the cadence, the downset, hut, blue 42, blue 80, white 80, kill, can, Coco Golf, Taco Fall. Don't he got to do all that stuff? How can you do that without, I've never heard of somebody having a sore throat. This is what happens when you don't slide. This is what happens when you don't slide. A throat injury, that's brand new. Now we've seen people hurt their spleen. We've seen eye injuries, but a throat? How long is your neck? How long is Joe Burrow's neck? How do you get your throat chopped in the game? How long, bro? How long is Joe Burrow's neck? Why is he getting chopped in the throat? Is he running with his chin in the air? What is he doing? How? Like, my God. But they want to draft Jamar Chase. Okay. Okay. I mean, Jamar Chase balling, but Jamar Chase ain't protecting Joe Burrow's throat or neck. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He said they don't lie garbage. How you let the QB karate chop? They want to draft Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase ain't blocked the soul. He said, Joseph, I'm going to die for the ELs. Said Brett Favre need to repay that $12 million he stole from the Jets. Hey, y'all preaching in these comments. He said Brett Favre used to chuck it and pray. Spray and pray. Spray and pray. I'm on the grill this weekend. I'm going to be on the grill a little bit, man. Who knows? I may just cook inside. Who knows, man? But I'm definitely a cook. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to cook. I'm gonna text you though, man. Let you know the menu. Just make sure you don't outdo me. Whatever dish y'all bring, just don't outdo me. I know you the real grill master. Don't outdo me at my own cookout. All right. He said he chopped in the throat with a helmet on. It said Cincinnati Reds camp to learn to slide. Protect your neck. Tell Joe Burrow to protect his neck. That's what I say. How long is his neck? How do you get chopped in the throat with a helmet on? You got a helmet, a chin strap? Like, Houseway. He run. I know everybody. There's some people out there that run with their head back. You know what I'm saying, when they run. But like, how do you get? It ain't adding up, man. It ain't adding up. Well, Terrell said he grilling this weekend too. My man. He said he grilling this weekend too. Hopefully the weather hold up. Who knows? Borowski, you got the residential genius. Yes, but you still have a face mask that comes down here, and your shoulder pads kind of go up to here. There's not a lot of area in between your chin strap that goes down to here and your neck. Like, how do you get hit in the neck? I understand that there's not a neck. The helmet doesn't go on your neck, but I'm just saying. I know how pads work. I wore football pads for 13 years. There's not a lot of, like, this is a small strike zone to get chopped in the throat. There's no way, even if you do get hit in the throat, there's no way you should be getting hit hard enough for you to not be able to talk. This man can't talk. He can't talk. Who's going to call the play in the huddle? Who is going to make the audibles at the line of scrimmage? This man rehab was just shutting the hell up. Like, what do? This man put Vicks Vapor. The doctor prescribed him Vicks Vapor Rub and shutting the hell up. That's how you rehab a sore throat from getting shot in the neck. Vicks Vapor Rub and shutting the hell up. Come on, man. Like, how? It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Speaking of quarterbacks getting hit, y'all saw that thing about Lamar Jackson? He shouted out the ref. Lamar Jackson got his first roughing the passer call in 2 years. Lamar Jackson, an MVP. He's not a vet enough to get calls from refs, apparently. Hold on, man. Y'all funny. He said he got a text to snap count now. He can't call it out loud. Say how big is his Adam's apple? It gotta be huge. That shit gotta be protruding, goddamn, for him to. It gotta be protruding for him to catch that. So you don't get hit or hurt your throat. Whiplash. You can hurt your throat for whiplashing, like to the point you can't talk. I ain't no doctor, but that sounds kind of like extreme. I mean, my wife, she watches Grey's Anatomy, but I don't even know about that my dang self. I don't know about whiplash giving you a sore throat. I don't know. But Lamar Jackson finally got a call for the first time in 2 years. Y'all know they don't be trying to give no scrambling quarterbacks any kind of calls or flags. Apparently, when you leave the pocket and scramble, you don't get calls. But a lot of these times when these dudes be getting hit, it's in the pocket. Think about Cam Newton getting assassinated by T.J. Watt for leading with his helmet. That was in the pocket. Didn't call that. Lamar Jackson, if you go watch them against the Broncos, when he threw that deep pass to Hollywood Brown for a touchdown, that was one of the worst roughing the passer calls ever. They didn't call anything. Lamar Jackson got the most home training I've known. Like, this man be calling Lisa Salters Miss Lisa. He called the ref Mr. Clark. This man Lamar Jackson smarter than y'all think. This man used proper manners. He shouted the ref out. He giving a voice to the voiceless. No pun intended for this day, for what's happened today with Kyrie. He playing for the next call. You had improper manners, the next ref may give him the next call. Tyler P going hard for the in the paint for the Falcons. Cam Dalton said, Tyler, the Falcons suck. He said, look, man, the Falcons suck, okay? Okay? Get it through your head. But nah, all right, it's time. It's time, guys. It's time. It's time. It's time to play the game, man. It's time to play the game. I need y'all help. We're playing. We're 5 weeks into the season. It's week 6 coming up. A lot of teams have been kind of jumbled up. There's some 2-3 teams, some 3-2 teams, 4-1, 5-0. It's early. We haven't really gotten to the thick of things yet. It's time to play the game, pretender or contender. And the way we're going to do this, I'm going to name a team. I want you guys to let me know in the comments, do you think they're a pretender or a contender? You know, there's some people that they may have a winning record, but it may be phony. It may not be exactly what it looks like. They might not have played anybody. They might have had some bad losses. They may have to hit the back end of their schedule later on, and then we will really find out what they are. They may be a pretender. There may be teams that have had a tough schedule, have some bad breaks, injuries. They can get healthy and make a run. They could be a contender. I need to know from you guys, and I'm going to let you know how I feel about these teams. It's time to play pretender or contender. Let's get into it. The first team, we just talked about Joe Burrow, is the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals are 3-2. Cincinnati Bengals have wins against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Minnesota Vikings. They have 2 losses, close loss to Green Bay, and a whooping against the Chicago Bears. They're 3-2 right now, guys. All those games have been super close. Super, super close. Their next 3 games they're at the Lions, at the Ravens, and at the Jets. So 2 very winnable games and a tough game against the Ravens, who are 4-1 right now, who we'll see. On the road against the Ravens at that. So they could easily be 5-3 after this stretch at worst. But are the Bengals contenders or pretenders? In my criteria, a good question by Will Brown. Will's asking, are we talking about Super Bowl contenders or just playoffs? I say playoffs and could possibly make a run. They don't have to be. I mean, there's only a couple of Super Bowl contenders in the league. So let's just say contenders to get to the league or get to the playoffs. Or are they pretenders and their record is misleading and they're going to flop? But when it comes to the Bengals, I got to say pretenders, man. They're a very young team, very inexperienced coach. Like I said, their schedule has been fairly easy. They beat up on Jacksonville, a garbage Pittsburgh, and they barely beat the Vikings. Their division is tough with the Browns and the Ravens. Obviously, 3 teams can get into the playoffs with this new playoff format. But I just don't think that, one, I don't think Joe Burrow is going to hold up. If he's getting throat injuries right now, 5 weeks into the season, without the offensive line to protect him, what else are they going to do? Jamar Chase has been balling. But I just don't think they're ready yet. In between, like I said, between the Browns and the Ravens, I think that the Bengals will get beat up on and exposed eventually. I think the Ravens game will tell us a lot, but I have to say that the Bengals are pretenders. Pretenders. What we got in the comments? Trav said pretender. He agreeing with me. Cam Dalton said pretenders. Wes R says contender. Okay. Will Brown think the Bengals are legit and contenders also. My boy Corey saying pretenders. Jen said the way that this Bengals O-line is protected, Joe Burrow may mess around and get shot. Corey said, "Throw baby." He said he calling Joe Burrow throat baby. Throat baby. Oh man, I'm dead. I'm dead. You win. You win, sir. You win tonight. You win the comment section tonight with that one. You win the comment section with that one tonight. I can't contend. No pun intended. I can't contend with that one. Call Joe Burrow throat baby. All right. All right. Next one. The Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are 5-0. Why are they? Let me know, Aaron. The Cardinals are 5-0. Why are they even on this list? They're one of the few undefeated teams left. Why are they on this list? Man, we saw the Cardinals start what? 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 last year and proceeded to flop and not make the playoffs. They have a lot of talent. A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore, Kyler Murray, Kenyon Drake, Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt, Buda Baker. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent, yo. But they got a tough division. The Seahawks, even though it looks like the Seahawks have mailed it in because of Russell Wilson being hurt. The Rams, even though they slayed the Dragon and beat the Rams, who beat the Bucks, some people still aren't sold. Some people still aren't sold. But I'm going to say contenders. Because they're going to have some tough schedules, tough games coming up. Obviously, they've beaten everybody that's in front of them so far. They beat Tennessee, Minnesota, Jacksonville, the Rams, and 49ers. A couple of these teams on this list we'll talk about later on this segment. But I'm going to go on a limb and say contenders. If they fool me, they fool me. I can't call everybody pretender on this list. I wanted to call a pretender. I actually had pretender written down on my notes. I got pretender written down on my notes. But I'm gonna call it contender. I don't think they're as good as their record shows, but I don't think they'll flop like last year. I think they'll get to the playoffs, wild card at least. They have already beaten the Rams, so they have that leg up in the division. With 49ers having a down year, with Trey Lance probably starting for probably the remainder of the season, and then Russell Wilson being out for a hot minute, the Cardinals can keep it pushing. They're at the Browns this weekend. Then they have Houston, and then they're at home against Green Bay. Green Bay and Cleveland, two teams that could possibly knock them off. What can they do? What can they do? But I'm going to say contenders. They'll get to the playoffs for sure. Will they make a run in the NFC? I don't know if they can beat the Bucks. I don't know if they'll be able to beat the Rams again. We'll see about that too. We'll see about that too. But I don't know. I gotta say contender though. I gotta give it to him. What y'all talking about? Cam Dalton said contender. Corey saying too hot too early, but the vets need to keep them locked in. True. They got some young people on their team. Will Brown saying contender, but he don't think they're all that despite the 5-0. Yeah, you agree with me. Corey saying contender though. Trap said saying contender to get to the playoffs, but definitely not to make a deep playoff run. See, remember when Pittsburgh started 11-0? And it was all downhill from there. Uh-oh. Got an Eagle fan and I strolled up in here. I think Eagle fan talking about they smoking Panther Pack. Oh, man. We took the L on the chin. We took the L on the chin from the Eagles. It hurt. We gave the game away. We gotta take the smoke on the chin. We said chill with the Panthers disrespectful with karate chop your throat. So this clown boy don't have a life. Cowboys. Oh Lord. Even worse. Even worse. Said the Cowboys are we were on the Cardinals since 2014. Yup. Every time the Cardinals are good, we good. Somebody pointed that out on Twitter. He said he a Clown Boys fan, not a Cowboys, Clown Boys. All right, let's keep it pushing. I didn't come here to talk about the Cowboys. Next team on the list for contender and pretender is the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are sitting at a record of 3-2. They have losses to the Arizona Cardinals and to the New York Jets. Come on. I don't care who's injured. How do you lose to the New York Jets? Man. But they do have victories against the Colts, the Seahawks, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two division teams and the Seahawks. It's hard to tell with the Titans. It's hard to tell because you have Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill is a steady quarterback. You have Julio Jones, AJ Brown. You got weapons on offense. You have top 2 running back in the league, and Derrick Henry, the unstoppable force. Are they contenders or are they pretenders? I'm going to say the Titans are pretenders. If you lose to the Jets, I can't trust you. I can't. Julio's not going to get any healthier. He never practices. I know this from paying attention to the Falcons because I live down here in the A. Julio's never going to practice. He'll be in and out of the game every so often. He's never going to practice, though. But you get tripped up by the Jets, that means you can get beat by anybody can beat you. I can't trust you if you lose to the Jets. I know it's early. The next couple games, they have the Bills this week. Then they got the Chiefs, and then they're at the Colts. They could easily be 3-4 going into that Colts game. And the way the Colts look on Monday Night Football, the Colts ain't no slouch when everybody's healthy. So it's going to be tough for the Titans. I think they'll get exposed. What's in the dark comes to light. They could easily win this division, obviously, so they'll go to the playoffs just by default. Because when you have Houston, Indy, and Jacksonville in your division, it's pretty easy. But they won and done at best to me. I think they are pretenders, the Tennessee Titans. Getting a little spicy in the comments. We got a Cowboys fan and ruffle some feathers. Say even worse, a Cowboys fan. He said, I only come back because I never seen such a delusional fan. But hold on. I've never seen this delusional fan base. I just have to remind y'all. Y'all was talking too heavy that week. Yeah, we was talking heavy. Yeah, we was talking heavy. We was undefeated. Why not talk heavy? But the irony of you saying that you've never seen such a delusional fan base, one, you're a part of a delusional fan base, the Cowboys, and two, you're being delusional saying that you've never seen a more delusional fan base. This is why the Cowboys fan base are so they're so resented across the NFL landscape. Yes, y'all have a huge population. Y'all have a lot of fans across the map. Y'all are everywhere. That's one thing. Another thing that people don't like about y'all. Y'all are everywhere. But at the same time, y'all are delusional. Y'all are even delusional about being delusional. You can't make this up, man. You can't, like, what did Kevin Samuel say? You can't make this up. You can't make it up. Exactly, man. The audacity. This is funny. He said the Cowboys say they go win the Super Bowl every year. Y'all always feel like y'all got the talent to do it. Oh Lord, hold on, Jason, who your squad? Oh Lord, it's getting spicy in the comments now. He said the only thing worse than the Cowboys fans, the Panthers fans thinking they're gonna win. Who your squad, Jason? I'm gonna give you your time on the Summer Jam screen too. He said they got the roster to back up the hype. Y'all have had the roster before to back up the hype and still lost. He said, okay, this year for now, but what about the other 20 plus? They say that every year. Come on, man. Cam Dalton said the Titans are pretenders. Corey saying pretenders also. He said the Titans aren't the same without Arthur Smith. Said the Cowboys are pot calling the kettle black. He said he think the man left. He said that they mad simulation champs. Oh Lord, Raider Nation. You must admit. Oh, hold on. This is a perfect segue. I just love how life is just so funny sometimes. Life is so funny sometimes. He said the Raider Nation is the only nation. He said the Raiders done lost to the internet. Y'all lost us some emails. Nah. You gotta stay. Because the next team on this list, and it's just funny, the next team on this list for contenders and pretenders is the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders is next. The Oakland Raiders are 3-2. The Oakland Raiders have beat the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Miami Dolphins. They have lost to the Chargers and the Chicago Bears. Their next three games are at Denver versus Philly and at New York. So y'all next three games are cupcake. At Denver, we'll see what y'all really got. Denver, they 2 losses in a row. They play some scrub teams, but that'll be a good game. But are the Raiders pretenders or are they contenders? I got to say pretenders. One, I believe in the Chargers. I don't think, and we'll talk about the Chiefs a little bit later. Spoiler alert. The Chiefs, they're coming. And then the Broncos aren't no slouch. But I got to call y'all pretenders because y'all lost to the Bears. And 2 of y'all wins are against Pittsburgh and against Miami. I don't believe in them. And y'all caught Baltimore slipping with a bunch of injuries in overtime on a miracle heave. I don't believe in the Raiders. They are pretenders to me. And this week just made it it's the icing on the cake. Jon Gruden losing your head coach, not from being fired, but from email. It's going to be a distraction for the rest of the year. Carl Nassib missed a day of work because of the backlash from it. People were really affected. Don't act like it was just nothing. He's just people. This is going to be a distraction all year. Players are going to be asked about this. It's going to be a distraction. Raiders are going to Raider. I don't think they can be a contender, especially with their division. They got some cupcake games coming up, obviously being at 3-2 with the Broncos, Philly, and the Giants. But if they're the team who I think they are, a pretender, they could easily trip up on any of those next 3 games. Especially with the BS that's going on now. It's going to be some soul searching. But I still can't trust the Raiders after all this stuff that's going to happen because it's only going to be more smoke to come. So it's all going to boil back to Jon Gruden being the first guy to go. Every time something new come out, somebody else getting exposed, it's going to go back to Jon Gruden. Pretender. Next team. We're gonna stay in the division. The Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs. He said we ain't seen as much misuse of email since Hillary Clinton. Is this the biggest exposure from email since Hillary Clinton? Is this the biggest mishandling of email since Hillary Clinton and blew the election? Who took the bigger L, Hillary Clinton or Jon Gruden from emails? Who took the bigger L from emails, Hillary Clinton or Jon Gruden? Questions that need answered. Oh yeah, I forgot Jon Gruden dissed the president. This man even dissed the president before he got elected. He dissed Joe Biden back when he was still vice president. This man, Jon Gruden, wrote the ultimate diss track. Jon Gruden wrote the ultimate diss track. Like I said, I haven't seen a diss like this since Tupac released Hit 'Em Up and called out people's names directly and put the F word behind it. Jon Gruden dissed black people, the LGBT. He dissed women. He dissed the commissioner. He dissed the president. He even had news. He did everything. This is bad, real bad. But the Kansas City Chiefs, are they pretenders or are they contenders? They're 2-3 right now, man. They look bad. They're turning the ball over a lot. Clyde Edwards-Helaire either can't stay healthy or he can't hold on to the football. Like the turnovers that's been happening, it's a lot, man. They don't look good. Their defense is atrocious. As long as Daniel Sorensen is their free safety, they are going to be barbecue chicken alert. Barbecue chicken alert. Their defense. There's an APB out on Frank Clark. Chris Jones is hurt. Honey Badger just sitting there with his arms out, wondering what the heck is going on with Daniel Sorensen. Are the Chiefs contenders or pretenders? And it's tough for me to say. It's tough. But I got to call them a contender. It's hard. Like the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes have gotten to a point where they're like the New England Patriots. We will never count them out until they're out. Like they've earned enough benefit of the doubt. We've seen them flip the switch, not necessarily from a losing record, but we saw them that playoff run where they came back for 21 points against the Texans, did it again against the Titans, and then ended up winning the Super Bowl. Like we've seen them come back from the trenches and make things happen. It's so early. Yes, the Chargers are for real. Yes, the Raiders are going to be tough. Yes, the Broncos have a decent record. They're going to be tough too. But the Chiefs, they beat the Eagles and the Browns. The Browns ain't no slouch. But they've lost to the Baltimore Ravens, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Buffalo Bills. They've lost to 3 legit contenders. The 3 teams they lost to, we're not talking about them today on Contender and Pretender. They're not up for debate. I'm not debating the legitimacy of the 3 losses that the Chiefs had because they lost to Baltimore, the Chargers, and the Bills. But they're definitely going to be contenders as long as they got Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid, and Eric Bieniemy. You can't count those guys out. They're going to be contenders. Their next games are at the football team this week, at Tennessee, and at home against the Giants. I mean, they could trip up against any of those teams, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a run sooner or later. Football team is the ultimate get-right team. The football team is a good get-right team. So I hope to see that they turn things around and I'm right about being a contender. Last but not least, on this game of contender and pretender, I got to put them up there, man. I got to put them up there. Those guys. The Carolina Panthers. Are the Carolina Panthers contenders or pretenders? Now the Carolina Panthers are 3-2 right now. 2-game losing streak. They beat Houston, the Jets, and the Saints. And they lost to the Cowboys and the Eagles in back-to-back weeks. Are the Panthers contenders or pretenders? Their next 3 games are at home against the Vikings, at the Giants, and at the Falcons. The Panthers haven't been good enough to really consider any of these games a layup. Every week is going to be difficult, especially when you have a terrible offensive line. But are the Panthers contenders or pretenders? I got to talk about my own squad, man. I got to put them on that Summer Jam screen. Unfortunately, man, I got to say the Panthers are pretenders. So far, we really haven't beaten anybody. We really haven't. The defense is legit. The defense is good enough to contend. They're ready to contend. But they're not at the elite level yet to the point where they can score points enough to support a terrible offense. I'm going to say pretender because I think the offensive line is not going to change. They could bring in as many cornerbacks as they want. Maybe Stephon Gilmore gets some more takeaways and gives his offense more extra opportunities. We saw the recipe for the 2015 team. Obviously, we had Cam Newton back then, but we led the league in turnovers. And we had a good red zone offense. So when the defense got the ball and took it away, they set the offense up for easy scores, and they capitalized on those layups. But I don't think the protection is going to get any better. Will Christian McCaffrey be able to play the next 12 games? If Christian McCaffrey is there, I feel a little bit better about Sam Darnold, but I still don't think they're legit enough to be able to overcome how bad the offensive line is. I can't trust Darnold. I'm sorry. There's still a lot of football left to play, but I just don't think the defense is there yet from an elite perspective to be able to support such a bad offense. They're good enough they're good enough for any respectable offense to win games. The defense is good enough to win games. Definitely a playoff defense. But they're not at the elite level where they just completely suffocate you, where they get hella takeaways, where they score points on their own consistently. They're not there yet to the point that they can support such a terrible offense that's going to be handicapped by the bad offensive line and Sam Darnold. It's a bad combination of having an offensive line that can't help but give up pressure and a quarterback that doesn't do well under pressure. It's tough. It is tough. It is tough. But I got to say that my Carolina Panthers, they're pretenders, man. They're pretenders. I can't believe it with this offensive line. And that's not something that just gets right over time. It's tough. Red Sun Patron, what up, though? Will Brown said he can't trust Darnold. Trav said, our season depends on Sam Darnold. We screwed. He said, do I trust Darnold? I can't. Will said they're contender right now, but that could change over the next few games. Tyler said pretender. Of course, he's a Falcons fan. Jay Issue said the contenders, but the offense is horrible. Mr. Sandman said Bridgewater was better. It's hard for me to argue with that. QT0 said 50-50 in his Matt Rule voice. Said need better offensive play calling. I don't even think it's the play calling. It's the execution. He said Matt Rule better block somebody with his big forehead himself. Y'all ruthless, fam. Y'all are ruthless. Y'all ruthless. Y'all are ruthless. Super Trebo said Aaron Matt Rule reminds me of a younger Pete Carroll, and this Panthers team reminds me of a young Seattle Seahawks 2011. They beat the Saints as wild card in the playoffs and became Legion of Boom. Yeah, I mean it's baby steps. It's definitely baby steps. I think, and to put things completely in perspective, we probably got too far ahead of ourselves as fans. The three and no start it got us too giddy. I think our expectations were probably at where they are right now. Where our expectations are right now going forward, like skeptical or Don or whatever, we're literally back to square one. We all had questions about the offensive line. We all had questions about Darnold. We had questions about Christian McCaffrey's health. We thought the defense was going to be pretty good and damn near elite, and they are before the season started. And where are we right now? Questions about Sam Darnold. Questions about CMC's health. Questions about the offensive line. Defense is legit. We're literally right where we started for square one. So I just think that 3-0 start got us to a point where the bar changed, which is fine. You can expect whatever you want from you can fan how you want to fan. But that 3-0 start kind of got in our head and got us thinking playoffs too quick. Even though we knew we played bad opponents, we still thought we looked good enough that we could overcome our shortcomings. Winning kind of masks some of your shortcomings at times. So I think our expectations change as our success changed. But me looking at our schedule starting out, I expected us to be 4-1, 3-2 coming out anyway. So we're pretty much right back to where we thought we were going to be before the season started. It's just where we fell from. It's where we fell from. We climbed all this way up to 3-0, talking that good stuff, number one defense, and now it came back down to where we thought we were. A top-notch defense, a suspect offense that revolves around Christian McCaffrey. It sucks. So we had a good offensive line back in Jordan Gross days. Yep. He said contenders with pretenders on the offensive line. So I think our offense bounces back and we scored 30 points for the W. We haven't scored 30 all year, and the Vikings have one of the best pass rushers in the league. Now, I do think we'll win, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. We got to play 4 quarters. That's the thing about the Panthers. They have to play 4 quarters. So it's safe to say we never had an elite offensive line. I think we had I think like Travis said, we had an offensive line back with Jordan Gross, but we've only had 8 first and second round picks on the offensive line. No, 8 first round picks in the 25 years of history on the offensive line. We haven't made somebody tweeted it out. I think Kevin for 4-man rush. Let me see if I can find a tweet. We've never really, as a franchise, made a commitment to addressing the offensive line. We never made a commitment to addressing the offensive line. Can I find the tweet? Maybe. Okay, there it is. I don't know why I don't even follow him. He said the Panthers franchise has only drafted 9 offensive linemen in the first 2 rounds in 27 seasons. B. Brockermary, C. Terry, Jordan Gross, B. Nelson, Ryan Khalil, Jeffrey Otah, Amin Sulatolu, Taylor Moton, and Greg Little. So 3 out of all those people have worked out. 9 offensive linemen in the first 2 rounds of 27. We never really committed to it. You got to build the offensive line through the draft. It can be a crapshoot at times, but you got to build the offensive line through the draft. He said, honestly, I was level-headed about the whole situation. We're 3-0, and I couldn't get hyped because I knew Sam would let us down. We looked good in the preseason. We spread the ball around. Yeah, and that's the thing. We got to spread the ball around. That's when this offense is going to be effective. Last year, Teddy did it. Teddy spread the ball around. Teddy didn't discriminate. That's why you have 4 players with 1,000 yards from scrimmage last year. Didn't discriminate. That's what's going to make this Joe Brady offense go. That's why the LSU team had so many good players. Jefferson, Chase, Elaire, Thaddeus Moss, Terrace Marshall. Everybody ate. That's what this offense is supposed to be. But right now, it's DJ Moore or bust. When Christian McCaffrey come back, it may be Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore or bust. We'll see. But it's hard to tell. Jeffrey Oto was a bust, yeah. All right, man. I got to get off here, man. It's been an hour and a half. I had a good time playing Contender and Pretender with y'all. I appreciate y'all. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We do this every Wednesday. I'm going to start back doing it. I got some more stuff coming. Like I said, I got a podcast idea I want to do about conspiracy theories and scandals in sports, particularly football, obviously. So I'm going to launch that probably sometime soon. I got a lot of ideas, just not a lot of time and a lot of resources. So y'all got to be patient with me, but I'm going to give y'all that Panthers content. Just as serious as sun going to come up in the morning, I'm going to give y'all Panthers content. And we're going to talk about the whole NFL on Wednesdays. That's why I love these Wednesday live streams. This is my freedom to talk about the whole NFL. I got a lot of opinion on the whole league. But it's too many people talking about everything. It's hard to grow. I'd rather grow within my squad and my niche with the Carolina Panthers. So I focus on the Panthers. Make sure y'all subscribe. What game am I going to? I'm going to the Falcons game. I want to go some more road games, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to the Falcons game. I'll probably, if I can get a deal, I may go to a Panthers home game. I do got to get to Charlotte one time for the one time. But I'm definitely at the Falcons game down here. He said he can't wait for the merch. I ain't gonna lie. I got the merch website ready. The pre-orders, it's about to launch. Y'all be ready. I'm about to launch it because I've been nervous. You know, it's something new for me. I've been rocking with y'all for so long. I got the merch on deck. This color too. I'm gonna go ahead and launch the website. Y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all are subscribed. Make sure y'all are paying attention to the YouTube app. I'll drop the link to the merch website for pre-orders. The pre-orders are going to make sure you're going to get a discount on the merchandise. It's going to start with just T-shirts, but we're going to get the hats, obviously, snapbacks, dad hats, stuff like that. So make sure y'all are subscribed with the bell icon. And it's gonna come. I got to get out my own way, being scared to launch stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll be having fears. I'm normal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do it. It's gonna come. I'm gonna go ahead and launch the thing pretty soon. Maybe this weekend. Who knows? I got the website ready. Everything's good to go. So the pre-orders will be available. Pre-orders you're gonna get a discount. I will be doing worldwide shipping. So y'all be ready. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. So let me know. I'll let you know. If I do, I'll probably be tailgating with the Roaring Riot if I do go to any other games too. But definitely Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. I haven't missed a game here in Atlanta since 2013. Yeah, probably 13. So yeah, I'm here. So man, without further ado, video coming up. Vikings, Panthers, players to watch. Y'all stay tuned. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.